here at this board meeting. I mean, enough. Honestly, I mean, you want to do social media, do social media. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Don't bring it up at the board. It doesn't need to be brought up at the board. We have work to do. We have a budget to pass. We have things to do here. We need to move forward. What are we talking about?
We second.
So, Mr. DiPlacido, you think that removing me from the president's seat because I made a comment on Janine Matern's Mill Creek School Board reports is fair?
I don't know if it's fair or not. I hear things that I didn't know about as far as coming forward and not getting stuff back. Okay, I heard rumors about that. I think that's very important. I think it's very important for the president to communicate with the board and to lead the board forward. Okay, there are a lot of issues that are going to come up, and some we haven't even talked about. We've got a whole big budget here to worry about, and we're going to have a lot of questions down the road. The president should lead the group as the team leader, not individual, and not worry about social media. Okay, we have stuff to do. Let's do it.
My statement had nothing to do with your social media. I told you that it was a lack of your leadership, that you have ignored this board. We've all reached out and we've never gotten a response. But I do bet, make a side bet, that you speak to Mr. Aliota.
Lou, I haven't talked to you in the last week or two. I
A
talked
week
to
or two.
I talked to Mr. Pike this week.
In 3 months, you have not had any correspondence
Excuse
with me.
I do believe the policy is the president and the vice president serve at the discretion of the board. So there was
And all appointed positions also.
and all appointed positions. So we need to go forward with the vote at this point.
Yes.
I move that we vote immediately.
I'd like to continue discussion. I don't think we're done with
There's a
discussion.
motion on the table, it's been moved and seconded.
Well, I will rule against it because I'm the president. We can continue discussion.
Point of
We'll
order.
immediately, I don't know that certainly needs to happen. I'm looking for a legal opinion from our solicitor.
Mr. Kavelka, sir, was appointed as president.
Elected.
Was appointed by an election of the board to serve as president. That is an office, an appointed office, not an elected office. And under the law in Pennsylvania, the board, you serve at the whim of the board. And therefore, if the board determines that they wanted somebody else to serve as president, they can make an appropriate motion at any meeting and ask that you be removed as president. So the motion on the table at the present time is an appropriate motion. It was a motion and a second made to remove you as president of the board. So that is my legal.
Now that we've got a legal opinion, any further discussion? I'd like to ask, I'm sorry,
Yes,
Mr. Aliota.
right. I would request that Mr. Senate place his legal opinion in writing to you, Mr. Kavelka, with copies to all board members, and also to get a concurrence from the Chief Counsel of the Office of General Counsel of the Pennsylvania Department of Education, so that there is some concurrence from PDE.
If I could just respond to that, I'd be happy to put my opinion in writing and provide it to all board members. I don't think the General Counsel has any jurisdiction over this issue.
The General Counsel would have jurisdiction over whether your legal opinion can be, is the foundation that can be supported in the future.
No, PD General Counsel has no jurisdiction over our issue.
Okay, then we will have to agree on a disagreement.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to remove myself as the president of the board. Any further discussion? Okay, let's continue with a roll call vote.
Mr. DiPlacido.
Aye. Yes.
Mr. Hosmer.
Yes.
Mr. Kavilka.
No.
Ms. McClintock.
Yes.
Mr. Pike.
In favor, yes.
Mr. Pitzer.
Yes.
Ms. Reese.
Yes, absolutely.
Mr. Aliota.
No.
Mr. Buska.
Yes.
7-2, The motion carries. So does that take effect immediately?
Yes?
Okay, now what are you going to do? You're going to have a special election for the president, or does the vice president serve?
I would assume the vice president would call for the election for president this time?
Correct.
It would be the acting president. Okay?
You have to make the motion to receive nominations for office of president of Oak Ridge School Board.
I'll make a motion for John DiPlacido.
I'll second.
Any other nominations? Nominations closed. Call for roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hosford,
Yes.
Mr. Kobilka,
I would like to abstain.
Ms. McClintock,
Yes.
Mr. Pike,
Yes.
Mr. Pitzer,
Yes.
Ms. Reese,
Yes.
Mr. Aliota,
No.
Mr. Bosco,
Yes.
Mr. DiPlacido.
Yes.
I believe now at this point, Mr. DiPlacido should see the president.
I have one more piece of new business I'd like to bring forward, but I'll let them switch.
I have something to say here.
I do have a piece of new business.
Yes.
I would like to make a request on the agenda to bring, I'm sorry, all this kind of threw me off, to bring forward board document requests. We have a number of document requests made by Mr. Aliota, and they have not been brought forward to be voted on by the board, so that we can move forward with majority voting yes to go forward with the research request. So I would like to bring those numerous emails forward. Well, I'd like to bring the vote forward. How do I want to say this? I would like to bring a motion forward that the board will review these documents and then vote on these document requests and vote on them. And then we can move forward with the ones that are necessary, and the ones that we feel are not necessary, we'll vote no on, pursuant to our policy 006.
Board policy, correct.
This is for the committees.
No, not the committees, but in the policy, anytime a board member has requests, that request is to be brought to the president,
Okay.
and the president presents it to the board, so that the board may decide whether or not it is a request that we want to spend our district resources in fulfilling. So if it is something that a majority of the board feels is yes, I mean, we definitely need to look into, a majority will vote yes. If it's something that they decide has been asked and answered, they may vote no. But we have all these outstanding emails and requests out there that need to be addressed.
Okay. Was there a motion?
That is.
That was my
Is there a
long-winded
second?
motion.
Second.
Okay, now discussion.
I have a question. If these come forward, does that mean that they're able to be made public?
Well,
These
yeah,
emails?
each, as I understand the motion, each individual request will come before the board, so you'll have to identify the requests and then vote on it, each one, or vote on a requested document. I mean, maybe there'd be document number one, request number one, which will have 15 requests on it, and you can do it that way, so you're not doing with each request at a time. I think that's what you want to do.
Well,
Right.
but my question actually isn't that, Lou had mentioned that people should file a right to know to see his emails. Rather than everyone burdening the office, if these emails are brought forward to us, are we allowed to make them public? Are people allowed to read them?
On the .org.
In regard to specific documents, how we address the right to know law.